I have never been the biggest fan of blind buying perfumes, but I feel like in 2024, so many people blind bought perfumes, and I really want to make 2025 about the joy of sampling perfumes again, because it is my favorite thing about this perfume world, getting to know a perfume, like really getting to know it and having the sample experience and really taking my time with it, trying to figure out what I really smell. Is it a linear scent? Is it complex? Does it have variety when it comes to, the head notes and the heart notes and the top notes and so on and so forth. So today I am going to share with you 5 super popular perfumes and what I think about them. And let me tell you, wow, I am so positively surprised with a lot of them. Let's start out with a one that is quite popular in this perfume house, and that is Lust in Paradise by Ex Nihilo. So the main accords are floral, fresh, and rose, which already sounds like something I would like. It has top notes of pink pepper, middle notes of peony, lychee, and petalia, and base notes of musk, white cedar, and amber. And people say it smells a little bit like Delina La Rosée. There's one from Chloe, it's the L'Eau de Toilette, or Burberry, I think the Eau de Toilette, the Burberry Her. So let's test it out, because it has been quite a few days since I smelled it. This is beautiful. So yeah, to me it really does smell like a Chloe perfume, and it also really does smell like Delina La Rosée, which to me does smell like the original Chloe. So definitely goes into the same direction. It's not the same perfume whatsoever. They are in the same family, but they are different perfumes. But the first blast to me is La Rosée. It's a super watery, crisp rose. Super refreshing, super uplifting. It's a very clean scent, but it's definitely a rose-centered scent. Not even peonies. I would say it's more the rose that this is about. And the pepper you get, but it's not a really tingly, crazy pepper note. It's just there to make it a little bit more interesting. And the lychee is definitely there. It makes it a little bit sour, fruity, more fun. It's definitely a fruity, fresh scent. So I see it more towards the springtime, summertime. But because it does have some depth in the base, you could wear it in fall time, I guess. But it is quite a cooling sensation that you get. It's very, very beautiful. I don't know if I need a full bottle because I have so many perfumes in that realm, especially all the Linas and also some Chloe's. But it does, I'm not too sure what differentiates them exactly, but it is not the same perfume. And I am someone who wears perfumes like that all the time because I do love my clean perfumes. I don't wear rose perfumes every day, but because there is a lot more going on, it's almost like a rose clean laundry detergent type of scent. It's very clean laundry to me, even more than all of the other perfumes I just talked about. So maybe that is what I like about it, because it has this soapiness to it, which I do appreciate. So if I would have a bottle, I would wear this perfume, and I'm super happy to wear this here because here it's the perfect weather for this type of perfume. It's the perfect weather for a clean, fresh perfume with some fruitiness to it, but not too much. Also, performance is quite good. When I sprayed it in the other room, I could smell this perfume for days. Yeah, so I had the test strip in there and I could smell it for days. It's quite strong. Not too strong, it's not sharp at all. It's quite a smooth blend, just like all ex nihilo scents, it seems to me. So yeah, I definitely want to try more ex nihilo perfumes because it seems to be a DNA that they have that I do enjoy in general. The next one is from Le Labo. It's Te Matcha 26. So Le Labo is in general a very popular perfume house. It's super expensive and to me a little bit overhyped. I do have Santal 33 and I do appreciate this perfume, but Te Matcha I thought was going to be something completely different from what it is. So I tested this years ago over and over because I really wanted to love it and I never did. And so when I got these other samples, I saw that they had this perfume as well. So I thought I might as well test it out again. So let's see. See, this, it's just not a perfume I enjoy. No, it's almost off-putting to me. I don't know what it is. It's very woody, earthy, almost dirty. So let's go over the notes because this has no matcha tea in it. The main accords are woody, fruity, and citrus. Well, it has fragrance notes of fig, cedar. Oh, it has matcha tea. I thought it didn't. Bitter orange and vetiver. I read something about cardamom. No? Well, anyway, this to me is a woody vetiver scent, and the vetiver, I love vetiver, don't get me wrong, but vetiver can be a little bit wet and foresty like at times, and this is one of those perfumes. So to me, it's a beautiful blend. Le Labo is always very high quality and most of the time quite strong. So this is also quite a strong perfume. But this has nothing to do with matcha tea. It's really just in the background that you get some of the matcha powder, I would say. But to name it matcha tea or te matcha, not the right name in my opinion. This is quite masculine. It's woody, it's quite spicy, it's fresh and green, and as I said, to me, a little bit wet and earthy smelling. You definitely get some spices. I thought there was cardamom in here, but maybe not. And it is quite spritzy. So there's bitter orange in there apparently. I feel like there is bergamot or something in here that makes it super citrusy as well. So I would see this on my husband, although I don't really appreciate when vetiver goes into this earthy, wet territory. There is one from Hermes that also goes into the same territory. He loves that one. I don't really appreciate it. So this to me is super overhyped and I can appreciate it for what it is, but to me this is not matcha tea. But what is a tea perfume is Folie de Te by L'Herbolario. L'Herbolario is a perfume house from Italy that is something you can find in apothecaries or more natural shops, and these perfumes are very inexpensive. You can get them for, I would say, round about 35 euros for a full bottle. But this one I never saw in stores, so I got my hands on a sample because I wasn't too sure if it's going to be too green for me. So the main accords are green, aromatic, and citrus, and the notes are tea leaf, verbena, oolong tea, mate, and water mint. So yeah, I'm more into sweet tea scents, so I wasn't too sure if that would be too bitter, too leafy, too green, as I said. Let's spray it on here. So this one was a beautiful surprise because you can smell every one of those notes. You definitely can smell the black tea. You can definitely smell the verbena. You definitely also get the mint, and the mint gives it a slight bit of sweetness. It's not a sweet scent whatsoever, but it's also not extremely bitter because you have oolong, black, or like tea leaves, and mate. So this perfume could be super bitter and too much for me, but it's actually super refreshing, very unisex. As I said, it's not very sweet, but it's also not super bitter. It has bitterness to it, but it's quite balanced, I would say. I love verbena in perfumes, or in general. I love the note of verbena. Also mint makes everything, of course, quite refreshing. And this is such a crisp, clean, fresh tea scent. You know I love my tea scents, and this is such a beautiful take on it. I'm excited to see what the performance will be like because, as I said, these perfumes are more inexpensive, so usually the performance is lacking. But I've smelled perfumes from this brand where I was like, it smells good, and 5 minutes later I was like, do I really smell anything? So they are quite fleeting, and this seems to be a little bit more strong already. So this is beautiful. The next one I had in a perfume advent calendar. I love those calendars. They are perfect for me. And this one is Monegal Flamenco. Made in Spain. Oh, well, yeah, I guess so. I feel like I hear so much about this perfume, so I was quite intrigued to find out how it smells like. Well, let me tell you about the notes first. So the main accords are fruity, woody, and rose. The notes are in the top raspberry, apple, violet, orange blossom. In the middle, rose, iris, jasmine, and in the base we have cedar, cypress, pine tree, and amber. Sounds a little bit more classic, I would say. People say it smells like the Angel Nova from Mugler, or the Pink Me Up by Atelier des Ors, or Ishq Anfas. Those are perfumes I all know quite well. But this one, I don't even know if I should spray it, because when I sprayed it for the last time, I was very confused. I should have sprayed it on my hand, I think, because this is not a linear perfume. This is quite complex. It changes throughout the wear time. So the beginning is beautiful. I thought this was going to be more like a thick vanilla type of perfume in my mind, but at first this is all about the raspberry. So this is a super fruity, fresh raspberry and apple perfume, in the beginning at least. It's so fun, it's so realistic smelling, as if you would smell like fresh squeezed raspberry juice that I've never seen before, but you know what I mean. It's like really refreshing and juicy and natural. So beautiful. Then as it dries down, you get more of these elegant florals, a little bit more classic leaning because of the violet and the iris, so it makes it more powdery, like a powdery raspberry candy, like a more old, has been out for quite a while raspberry candy. And then you get those very green aromatic notes in the base, which give it a strange character to it. I have to see what it does on my skin in comparison to like just in the air on a test strip. So yeah, people say this is like Angel Nova, but for 200 euros more. Then other people say it's the older, better version of Delina. No. On my skin, this pulls almost like gasoline. There's this very strange smell going on. In the air, all I smell is pretty much raspberry candy, which is beautiful. Also not like Delina. It is a fruity floral, okay, but there are so many fruity floral perfumes that I would not say, oh yeah, this is just like Delina. I would say it's more so like Angel Nova. It goes from love to, oh my god, what is this? To, actually, doesn't smell that bad anymore, to I like it, to I'm not too sure about it, basically. So it changes quite a bit. You have this super fruity, natural smelling raspberry, which is beautiful because I don't have too many of those scents that are very natural smelling. But then you have this strange note. Maybe it's the amber with the pine, which makes it quite almost like thick and resinous smelling. And it's a contradiction together with this juicy fruit that I'm just not too sure about. So it's interesting. I can appreciate the art and the uniqueness, but this is definitely not a perfume I'm going to run out and buy. But the last one is another story. So this is Bouquet de Hongrie by BDK. Quite underrated from that perfume house. BDK has so many popular perfumes, but this one I hardly ever hear anybody talk about. So this has the main accords of fruity, sweet, and rose. So we have a theme here. The top notes are pear, strawberry, and cassis. The middle notes are Turkish rose, jasmine, and lauranox. Don't know what that is. And the base notes are musk, amber, and cedar. And a lot of people say it smells like Chance au Tendre by Chanel. Or, what was the other one? Mojave Ghost by Byredo. Okay, those are very different from each other. Anyway, this is absolutely stunning. When I smelled it for the first time, I was immediately hooked. This is so beautiful. So we have the Lust in Paradise. I would say they are quite similar to each other. So do I need both of them in my collection? Probably not. Do I like both of them? Yes, I do. So Bouquet de Hongrie for me is not a super fruity perfume. When I see strawberry, I'm like, okay, this is going to be super fruity and sweet. It's not. It's not. It is fruity, but it's just there to make it a little bit more fresh and uplifting and a little bit sweet, but it's not super sweet. To me, this is one of the cleanest rose scents I've ever smelled. To me, it smells like a rose soap. So clean, so elegant, quite powdery, but just right. I'm not into very powdery scents. Also, rose is not something I have to have every day in my perfumes. Can be a little bit too much for me. And I don't like those very classic rose scents that are very mature smelling. But this one is just timeless. It doesn't smell juvenile at all. It goes into a more mature direction, but at the end of the day, it doesn't really have an age. It's just clean, it's rosy, it's soapy, it's a little powdery, super beautiful. Perfect as an everyday scent, perfect as an office scent. But because it has this elegant vibe to it, it does give off like a boss type of vibe to me. But in a very confident but beautiful and, I don't know, positive way. Don't know why I'm telling you this, but this is what I feel. It's so beautiful. The only thing is that I heard some things about the owner of BDK that I'm not happy about. So I have to see if this is something where I'm like, I don't wanna push someone and product where I'm not really standing behind it. But yeah, if we divide between art and artist, this perfume is beautiful. Not something I've never smelled before. But on the other hand, this is what Chance au Tendre should have smelled like, because Chance au Tendre I can also appreciate, but there's just something in those Chanel perfumes. I really want to love them, but I don't love any of them. They all have something that is just a little bit too much for me. And this one is just super smooth. It has this fizzy aldehydic fresh soapy quality that Chance and all of its flankers have, but without the sharp edginess of those perfumes. So yeah, I like it a lot. So these were my thoughts on those perfumes. As you can see, I have quite a few that I do appreciate a lot. Let's say love them already. So I have to wrap my head around if I want to have them in my collection or not. Please let me know if you've tried any of them or if you have any of them in your collection and what you think of them. And I will see you in my next video. Bye!